Welcome back, everyone. This is JTM Plays, and today in the world of addicting factory games, we're playing a little indie game called Incremental Factory. This game is published and developed by Significant Stake and has been in early access since January 29th of this year. The devs have been kind enough to provide me a key so we can check out the game today. Incremental Factory is basically a mix between Factorial and an idle clicker. You can just run in the background while you work and don't have to worry about your base getting destroyed all the time. I personally have been having a blast playing the game. The game is currently on sale now, so you can head on over to Steam and grab it. I'll leave the link down in the description below. So, before we get started, if you're enjoying watching the videos, please do leave a like, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and let me know in the comments what you're thinking. With all that being said, pour yourself a cup of coffee, and let's get started, guys. Let's get started. So, this little game is just a blank canvas. This is what you're doing. You're just clicking stones here the whole time. And then once you have enough stones, then you can build factories. And not factories, but buildings, right? And so now, as you can see here, we've been clicking stones here for a little bit here. You can see that we're getting 1.19 stone per click. That's good. That's good. That's all well and dandy. What we're going to do now is we're going to build a kiln. What is a kiln, you say? A kiln is something that we use to cook the stone, right? And we need 10 stone to build one kiln. The kiln also says that it needs a coal in order to produce bricks. So as you can see, the input is 2 stone and 0.2 coal to produce 1 stone brick, right? So we're going to click on and build a kiln. Now we have a kiln. So what's happening here? Since we don't have coal, we don't have any bricks. So what needs to happen? We need to go ahead and mine some coal. As you can see, we have 125 stone in reserve here. Once we start mining coal, you'll see that the kiln is going to start producing bricks for us. So as you can see, that's what's happening here. We have 9, we have 10, we're getting 1 stone per tick here. So that's what's happening. It's using the coal and it's using the stone and it's producing bricks for us. Now, on to the next step. What happens here? It's asking us to build iron smelters. What are we going to do with the iron smelter, you say? Well, guess what? We're going to make iron plates. So, once we build our iron smelter, which requires 10 bricks, right? We have 35 bricks here and still cooking. We're cooking 1 brick per tick here. If we were to go ahead and build another kiln, which we can do so pretty easily, right? Now we're producing 2 bricks per tick, but we're eating up all the stone that we just mined. So now we have to mine more stone, right? We can mine more stone manually like this. So we can do that, yes. We don't have to worry about the coal because remember, it's only 0.2 coal in order for us to get the 1 stone brick. So that we'll have plenty of coal for everything here. Now, so what are we doing now, right? Building slots. We have 2 out of 64 slots. Now, the game gets a little bit more complicated than what you're seeing here. And it's actually extremely complicated, as you just saw in the trailer that I showed you earlier in the video. We can build on this parcel. We're going to call this a parcel or a factory, right? This is 1 factory. We can build 64 buildings here. So that is our limit. Now, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I have been playing this game for a lot. And I tell you, when I mean a lot, I've accumulated 60 hours in the game and I've only had it for about 3 or 4 days. So as you can see, it is very addicting. And if you enjoy factory builders, this is the game for you. Because you can just leave it in the background while you work or you're doing things. I wish I had this game in my phone, and then I'd be playing it even more. Anyways, let's move on. So, iron smelters. Let's build an iron smelter. The iron smelter needs iron ore, right? And also needs coal. So that's all fine and dandy. Let's build it. Now, in order for us to get iron smelting going, we need iron ore. So we're going to manually mine some iron ore here, right? So we're going to mine some iron ore, and it looks like we are already smelting iron plates. So that's good. That's good. Why do we want to smelt iron plates? We want to smelt iron plates because we want an iron miner. The iron miner will mine iron for us without us having to click. So once we do that, we can see here that we are now mining iron. And what is the rate max, you say, right? What are we doing with the rate max? The rate max tells you how much you're consuming per tick here. So as you can see, we're in the negative. We want to be green here at all times because that means that we are producing enough iron ore to satisfy the production of iron plates, or at least have enough iron plates producing right at a consistent basis. If we leave this like this, one iron miner, we will eventually run out of iron ore here and we won't be producing enough iron plates. Anyways, let's move on. We're going to add a couple more of these guys so that we're in the net positive here, so that we want to always have iron ore producing, right? So that we can have a lot of iron plates. What happens if we add another iron smelter here? Then we will be again in the negative for iron ore. So we can add another iron miner to produce more iron ore, and now we're green. And now one more iron smelter, and now we're red. So as you can see, it gets a little bit complicated. Anyways, what's the next thing? Now we can create a stone miner. That means that we no longer have to manually create or mine stone here. We don't have to click this here anymore, right? So we want to get to that stage for coal. So here is our coal miner, and we want to build a coal miner as well. And then the next thing that they want to introduce is the power, right? So now we have to worry about power. If we build a coal power plant, that means that we are now going to consume some coal from this coal miner that we've built here. And as you can see, we only have 7 coal. We have 8 coal. We're positive on coal here. We're at 0.19 per tick because what's consuming coal right now? Well, the iron smelter is consuming coal. The stone, the kiln is consuming coal. And then what else is consuming coal? That's it, right? That's it. And then now we're going to create a coal power plant for power, right? Because all of these machines use power. As you can see, this consumes 1 energy. This consumes 1 energy. This consumes 1 energy per building. This iron smelter does not consume energy. And then also all of the smelters don't consume energy because they get their energy from coal, right? Yeah. So that's what's happening there. Anyways, we're going to build a coal power plant. Now, as you can see, we are producing power. This one coal power plant produces 16 energy. The game gives us a free energy here. I think so 16, I think we had 12 free energy for us to use. So that's why we are now at 7 out of 28 energy, because we have 16 from the coal power plant and we have 12 from the free energy pile or whatever that the game gave us at the beginning of the game. Anyways, now we're going to add another coal power plant because we're going to need power. Now, as you can see, we're negative. We're not producing enough coal to satisfy all of our needs here. So we need to get another coal miner. And now we're in the green. So now we're good to go. That means the quantity will always be up. We can have a maximum of 2,500 here on storage. So that is something that is good, right? That's good for us. We can have a lot of items here. And so far we're at 15 out of 64 buildings. So, things are moving quickly here. Things are moving quickly. What's the next thing that we want to do? We want to build a gear press machine. The gear press machine is going to start consuming our iron plates, which we have a really good amount of, right? We have 483. If we build this, now you can see we are positive net 3 iron per tick. If we build one, now we are 2 iron per tick. If we build another, now we are 1 iron per tick. If we build another, now we're consuming all of the iron that we're producing. Therefore, our quantity is not going to change. If we build another gear press here, then now we're in the negatives and this is going to start going down and we're not producing enough iron plates now to satisfy our consumption and production of gears here. So as you can see, 1 gear press consumes 1 iron plate and consumes 2 energy. So we are now consuming 8 energy here because we have 4 gear presses and we are consuming 4 iron plates. So that means that we need to get another iron smelter here in order to be net positive. Whoops, wrong button. Now we're positive again, but we want to be even more positive. This guy right here, right? That's what we want. There you go. Okay. I also want everything here to be green. So we're going to get another stone miner, another one. There we go. We're also going to get another coal miner here. And we're going to get another iron miner there. Actually, we need a couple of these guys, but we also need bricks. So that is a problem. Let's go ahead and get one more iron miner. and one more. There you go. So now we're all good. We're green. We're green. That's where we want to be. Do we need to scale up the amount of bricks that we're producing? Probably. We could add another 2 here, but that means now we have to add another 2 stone miners. So there, we've added stone miners. So now we're green. Now we're getting even more bricks. So that's all fine and dandy. So here's the important thing. Now we have to produce red science. This is where all of our gears are going to be used now, right? We're going to be consuming 0.5 gears per 0.1 red science. So as you can see, things are going to start adding up. If we want to produce one red science per tick, then we're going to need 5 gears. But that's going to consume a lot of power because this power is 3 energy per lab. So if we add 10 labs, which we don't have the resources for because these cost 25 gears plus 25 bricks, once we have 10 labs, you'll see that we no longer are satisfying our energy. So that means that we now have to produce or add another coal power plant and maybe another and maybe one more. So now we have a total power of 76 in our little buffer there. That's how much we can produce. And we're using 50. We have to add 2 more labs here to make it to 1 red science per tick. And now that looks good to me. And then we have to also add some more coal power plant because I can see that we're going to be using that here pretty soon. Now, as you can see, we're no longer producing enough coal. So that means we have to add some more coal miners. And now we're green again. That is good. All right. Now the game wants us to research. So we're going to go into research tree, research button here, and we're going to start researching. Okay. Expansion tech. So the expansion tech is going to allow us to view the map and then also build more parcels. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video here, we are working on 1 parcel, which is our main factory per se, right? That's our main piece of land that where we're doing our single factory. So that's the first thing that we're going to research. We're going to research that. Okay. We produced enough science in order to get that first research done, right? And researching is instant. If you have the material, you can just click on research and you're good. Okay. We're not going to go in and I'm not going to research this yet. We'll come back to it. Let's look at the map now. So what is this map? This map is infinite. This map is huge. You can just do whatever you want in this map. As you can see, we are pretty much, I don't know. How do I get back to my base? How do I get back to my base? Go back to the parcel, click on map again. Now I'm lost. Hello? Help? Where am I? Okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should not have done that. I can go back to my parcel here, but then the map and thing here, production building, that went somewhere. I'm not sure. I am zooming in as much as I can, but I don't know where I am. Okay, sorry about that. Now I had to restart my game there because I lost. I zoomed out too far and then I couldn't find my little HQ there. So we're back to producing red science again. So we're doing 1 red science per tick here. We're almost ready to research expansion tech again so that we can sort of look at the map again. All right. So yeah. Don't zoom out too far and then get lost and then you can't find your factory. So I had to literally start a new game. So here we are. Okay. Research, we have enough red science here to research expansion. So now we can look at the map. Again, here we are. We're at the map. Again, the map is huge. Don't zoom out too far or you'll get lost. Now the game wants us to go ahead and create a parcel. So let's create a parcel. We're going to do a production line here. Now, what can we do in a production, right? We can go ahead and create a small factory. We could say we want to create red science here. So if we added 10 labs here, right? This lab here is going to go there, right? We're going to produce gears from our friend here. We're going to get rid of this lab here. Right. So we no longer want to produce red science here. We're going to produce it at our new parcel here. This parcel is going to we're going to connect now this HQ to here. And we want to say from this HQ, we want to transfer our gears over. This line here, it's pretty much a belt. It's a belt that's transferring 8 gears per second. With research, we can increase the speed here but right now we can only do 8 gears per second. This lab here is telling us that we need how many gears per second here? This is telling us that we need actually how many gears here? Our consumption. We're consuming 2.95 gears here per tick, and we're transferring 8 per tick because that's what we're producing at our HQ parcel. So here we're now producing a bunch of red science. We're producing 1 per tick here. Okay, so 1 red science per tick. We can have up to 32 buildings in here. So if we wanted to, we could go ahead and increase this to 32 buildings like so, and that's going to produce a lot of science for us. Yeah. So as you can see, it's producing a lot of science for us. So we have a total of 47 here, 47 red science. We can have a maximum storage of 400 items here. So 400 gears, 400 red science. That's our maximum storage. Okay. So that's that. The game now wants us to delete a connection. We're going to delete the connection and then move on with the tutorial. I am also going to go ahead and delete this parcel because we don't really need it. Not right now. I'm going to add the 10 buildings here that we had back to red science. So hopefully it lets us do it with the amount of gears that we have. We are producing 4 gears per tick here. We should be creating more. So let's add a couple more gear presses, which is going to consume, of course, more of our iron, but that's fine. We want to get at least 10 gear parcels here. And we're going to add a couple more labs for our science production. 1 more. There you go. Okay. Now we have to add a couple more smelters. So we will do that. We're in the net positive here, but we want to be net positive at least 1 per tick there. Yes. We are negative on the ore. So we need to add a bunch of more iron ore miners. Let's add those guys. And we have reached our limit here. We're at 62 out of 64 building slots. So what does that mean? That means that we should probably start mining ores and coals and stone off in a new parcel. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do so that we can have more building slots here. That means that we can get rid of all the iron miners here, all the stone miners, and all the coal miners. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do that with our new parcel technology. Production. Oh, wait a second. We can only add production here. What does that mean? We have to go ahead and go in here, delete this parcel, do some research, research extraction tech tier. This is what we want to do. So now we can have extraction parcels, right? That is this extraction parcel. If we double click on the screen here, we can add a parcel. We can call this extraction. What are we going to extract from our parcel here, right? We're going to go ahead and extract the first and most important resource, which is coal. And we can extract a total, we can do a total of 16 coal miners here for 16 building slots. We're now producing 16 coal per minute here. Or is that incorrect? It is, whatever. We're producing a lot of coal per minute here. 10 per tick, it's what it's saying there. We can store a bunch of items here, 1,600 items in an extraction node. So that's pretty good. So what we're going to do is we're going to move our coal over to our HQ here. And we're going to say we want to move coal to our HQ. Because now that we have coal coming from the outside, this will fill up. That means that we can stop mining coal here. We had 6 coal miners. So we have coal coming in. But what about iron? Can we start mining iron here as well? So we'll add 16 iron miners here as well. Right? And then we'll import that over to our HQ. So now we have iron and we have coal coming in from the outside. Now, with that being said, or just kind of having that there, we can go ahead and get rid of all of our iron miners here. That frees up a bunch more space here, right? Yes, perfect. Now, what's next? We also want to mine stone. Let's get a bunch of stone miners here. 16 stone miners. Now we got to keep an eye on our power here. Our energy is 76 out of 28. We got to add a couple more coal power plants here. So how about we do 10 of these guys here? Sure. That works. Now let's move our stone over to here. Stone is going to be sent to our HQ now. 8 per second, 8 per second. That's the maximum amount that we can have, right? What's our HQ capacity in connections? We can have 8 connections maximum. That means 8 connections total, in or out. We're using 3, so that says 3 out of 8. Perfect. Stone. Okay, so we have coal, we have iron, we have stone, all coming in. So now we can get rid of the stone miners as well here. Good. And what else do we need? Can we get rid of coal power plants from here? We could, right? We could, because here's what we can do. We have a lot of free space, as I mentioned earlier, right? What we can do is we can go ahead and say, I want to have my power. I want to have the coal power plant, right? I need a coal miner extraction here. So that is mining coal dedicated to a production lab here. And this guy here is going to be doing all of our power. So now this is a dedicated node or dedicated parcel for power. We need more iron plates. We need more iron plates. So what's happening with iron plate production here? We need even more iron coming in, right? Because what is our consumption? Our consumption is 10, but our max transfer rate here, our max transfer rate is only 8. So what does that mean? That means that we could probably, or we should also need another extraction parcel here. And we can say, I need you to be mining more iron, and I need you to be transferring that over to the HQ there. So now we're getting 8 plus 8. That's 16 iron per minute coming in. As we can see here, it's saying, yeah, maximum in is 16. Consumption is 14. So we could actually do a little bit more consumption, get another iron smelter here. And now we should be net positive here, right? Yeah, maximum consumption 16 there. So now we're producing the maximum amount of iron that we can, even though we are consuming more iron. Okay, so what are we consuming so much iron on? It's got to be the gear presses, right? Gear presses, we're consuming production consumption 5. Oh, anyways, we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out. What's the amount of iron? How much iron do we have here? It's still negative per tick here. So that's okay. Here's another option that we have. Here's what we can do. We have research points. We want to start making steel, and we want to also research this node parcel tech. I do want to research that because that is our next step in the map situation thingy here. All right, so here's what we're going to do. This Soul coal mine, this mine here, okay, this mine is going to go into a node. All right, the node requires steel, which we don't have. So let's produce a little bit of steel if we can, just to have it. Okay, just to have steel. Where is my steel factory? Where can I do that? Oops, right. We need to research it. Here, steel making. Perfect. Okay, so back to the map, back to the HQ. Let's make some steel. Let's make some steel. Steel requires iron plates, 5 iron plates per. Okay, so that so you can see things are going to start scaling up. 5 iron plates per steel. Okay, now our iron plate production is at -7. We're definitely not producing enough iron. Okay, so that's a problem. That's a really big problem. We should probably get some more iron smelters here if we can, at least just to be in the green here. That's looking good. Let's make another steel mill here, and let's add a couple more iron smelters. Let's do 20 there. Actually, let's do 22. All right, so now we're getting steel. We're getting coal ash. Perfect. Now you must be saying like you know what does it cost to add these factories, right? These extraction, production, and nodes. What does it cost? It costs 2 steel, 2 bricks. Every single time we add a node, it gets more and more expensive. It's more expensive every time you add one. As you'll notice that we will start adding a bunch of nodes, and things are going to start getting out of hand really quickly. All right, so what do we want to do? We want coal. We want coal to go into a node. Now, what is a node? A node is practically a train. That's what a node is. It's practically a train. We technically don't need to provide, or we actually do need to provide coal to the HQ now, but that's fine. Also, as you can see here, we are not able to give or provide coal because our maximum connections here is limited. If we removed a couple of coal miners here, then you can see we might be able to add more connections, but No, I think that's later. I think that's a research. So that's fine. That's fine. We can just pretty easily add another extraction node. And this node is also going to be mining coal. Now we must keep an eye on our power consumption. This guy's mining coal, and I want it to go into the node. So there you go. Right. So what's happening here? There's unlimited transfer rate from this coal mine to this node. What does that mean? That means that there's no limit, as we have here, from this iron mine going into this HQ here. As you can see, the limit is 8. You can increase that with research, but the limit is currently 8. We have coal going into this node. What else do we need in this node? We need also extraction. We need a iron node here, which requires 5 iron plates, which we don't have. That's fine. That's fine. We're going to get some iron plates momentarily. Momentarily, we're going to get some iron plates. I think we need to increase this here. Yeah, we need a lot more iron ore, like a lot more iron ore. Okay, we're only getting in 15, but our consumption is set to 44. So we'll fix that here momentarily. We have a lot of gears, which is good. We also have a lot of science. Okay. All right, let's try to get, let's stop sciencing. Okay. Let's stop gearing. And let's try and accumulate some iron plates. Also, just following the tutorial here, it wants us to click the Alt key and duplicate a node. So what we do is we hold Alt and we click on this and drag it, and then it just duplicates it to the top. What it's doing is just duplicating the parcel. It's not really duplicating what is happening in here. So as you can see, 5 coal miners here. And then this new one that we just duplicated did not create the coal miners, because in the future research, we'll be able to research drones. And what the drones do is they build the factories. They add the factories inside the parcels. So here, construction drones. We need red science, green science, and blue science. We're a little bit away from that. So we're not really close to that, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. So this node has coal in it, total of 1200. Actually, this parcel needs to be deleted. And what we want to do is add iron miners. What is it that we're missing? Is it really the iron bricks? Sorry, the iron plates? Why don't we have iron plates? What is the problem here? Who's consuming iron plates? Oh, the steel. Turn off the steel mill. Thanks. Okay. All right. There you go. That we have recovered some iron plates there. So that means that we can do the thing here. Okay. Let's get iron miner. Okay, we're going to get 16 of these guys. Actually, we don't even really need that much. Our max transfer rate is 8 anyway. So we're going to keep this at 8, right? Yeah. Okay. And then the coal also, max transfer rate is probably only 8. So we can do that. And this guy here, we can do a little less. We have a little bit of a bonus. So you can see 1 times 119%. So there you go. All right. So now we're even. That also saves us some energy. All right, so now the iron is also going into the node. As you can see, the node can have up to 20 connections. So that's why nodes are good. Okay, we can add a bunch of stuff here, and that's all good. All right, so this guy is full of iron. Oops. This node is incorrect. So this goes away. You go in here, and now we say we want to drop iron ore. Look at that. Look at that transfer rate. 200. Okay. All right, so what's next? From the node now, we're getting coal, we're getting iron. From this node, we want a production node that's going to produce iron plates, right? Here, we're going to add iron plates. And you're going to be smelting all the iron possible. So you can have up to 32 building slots here. We're going to be smelting a lot of iron. Okay? All right, so this guy here is wrong. Okay, because what this node has, okay, the node has coal, the node has iron. What this node has to be providing is iron ore, and then it also has to be providing coal and coal. Perfect. So as you can see, the node has a transfer rate of 16 and 16, whereas if we did extraction into a production node directly, it's limited to 8, as you can see. Right? So that is one of the issues that occurs here. Perfect. Okay. So what's the next step? How do we produce more iron plates, right? What do we want to do with these iron plates is also a good question. Well, the solution is we want to send our iron plates over to the HQ that's over here. But we don't want to do it this way. We want to create a node first, right? So we're going to create a node that's going to take iron plates. So there you go. The production line only sends over a maximum of 8 per second. And that is just how it is, right? We can research and increase node transfer rates, node output tech. Okay. Now there's also edge output tech. Okay. Those are all things that we can research later on, but that's what's happening here. All right. So why do we want a node there and a node there, right? It's like, okay, so a train is coming to pick up, right? This is our train. Train's picking up coals, picking up iron, and then it's being delivered right over here into our iron factory. This is where we're smelting into iron plates. And then we got another train that's going to pick up the iron plates and deliver it to our main production island. So there it is. Now we want to transfer iron plates over. We're transferring 16 per second here. And what is the iron being used at our HQ factory? Well, it's being used for steel, and it's also being used for gears. It's also being used for gears. Let's go ahead and add our red science again here. Okay. Just to have it running. Good. Just like that. All right. So now we are technically sending over only 16 iron plates per second here. What do we need to do in order to maintain 16 iron plates per second? That means that we need another one of these. So we're going to hold Alt and we're going to duplicate this guy with all of its connections. And now we have more iron plate production. What's going to happen here? We're going to get even more iron smelters. Let's add those smelters in. Okay. We're going to add up to 32 connections, like so, up to 32 buildings. So now we're doing another 8 per second going into the node here. All right. All looks good, right? Okay. So what's happening over here? We need to take a closer look at what's happening over here. This iron ore is only producing 9.8 per second. What does that mean? That means that we need to actually give it more iron miners here so that we can produce more iron ore. Like so. Now we're transferring, right? This is unlimited. This is unlimited. So we can mine as much iron ore as we want here. So as you can see now, our transfer rate has increased to 12 per second, 12.38 per second, which is good, If we wanted to maximize that, that means that we need to get another extraction mine here. And this guy is going to also have iron miners. And we're going to fill that up. Okay. 16. And now we're transferring a lot of iron over. And we are at capacity here. We're sending over 16 iron ore, 1.6 coal, because that's what we're consuming. And we're actually doing pretty good here. Now, do we want to expand on iron? We can by just doing this. Now we're dragging over all of that. Let's go ahead and get some, not iron miners. Oops, it's iron smelters. That's what we want to do. And now we have a bunch more iron smelters. Yeah, we are smelting a lot of iron now, right? We're getting 8. We're getting 8 plus 8 plus 8. That's 24. That's 24. Okay. It looks like we're only using 5 here per second. Is that correct? It might be correct. Yeah, we are full of iron plates here. Let's go ahead and produce some more steel. So that is a pretty significant amount of steel now that we're going to start getting. Good. We have another resource to unlock. Connection tech. Production and extraction parcels get +1 extra connection for each 6 empty building slots. Okay, good. That's what I was looking for earlier in order to showcase it. It's not very important, but it is useful. Here's what's happening here. We have 16 building slots available, right? Every 6 free building slots, we have 1 extra connection. So what does that mean? That means that we can move items from here to wherever we want it if we wanted to. But we technically don't have to do that because we don't need anything else other than coal leaving this parcel here. So we're going to increase the amount of coal here just because we can. And good. Awesome. That all looks good. Now we're getting steel plates. Iron plates here. What's the next thing? What's the next thing that we want to do? We want to send over to our HQ some more items. What are the other items that we want to do, right? We want to get bricks over here. Yeah, we can get bricks over here. We're currently doing bricks with kilns, right? We're doing bricks with kilns and stones. We need stone and we need coal, and then we need kilns. So what are we going to do? we're going to go ahead and delete this. We no longer need these guys here. We want to send over, we never connected our power here, coal power plant. We never connected our coal to be sent over to here. Okay, so now we have more power. Perfect. Coal miners, 16. What's the consumption here? 8, because we have 3. What's the maximum power here? 32. We want to get up to 16 here. Or actually, it's going to be 8, right? Yeah, it's going to be 8 because that's the maximum output or transfer rate, unless we got a node, which we can put here. Do that. Remove this. Move coal through a node. And move coal this way like that. So now we can transfer much more efficiently. Okay, perfect. Now, I'd like to grab this and move it up a little bit. You can hold shift and select drag, and you can move things around nice and easily. Just like that. Okay. All right. So what's the next thing we want to transfer over here? We said we wanted to do stone, right? Stone bricks. Let's move stone bricks over. Let's move it. Move it. Let's get extraction. What's the first thing we need to do? In extraction, we need to get coal. So let's start mining coal here, just like that. And then we also need to start mining stone. So we're going to start mining stone. We're going to just build at the maximum capacity here because later on we'll get research that it's going to make things easier here. So we're going to move stone into the node, and we're also going to move coal into this node. And then from there, we can then add a production, which is going to accept coal, and then it's also going to accept stone. And then here, we're going to start producing the stone bricks. Good. All right. All of these guys will be stone bricks, just like that. Now we're going to move this into a node. We're going to move our bricks, and then our bricks are going to be sent on a train over to our HQ. And there you go. Now we're transferring bricks. Okay, good. Easy to expand. Again, we can expand as much as we want. If we wanted to expand, get another factory that's producing bricks, start mining more stone, we can just do simple things like that. Drag and drop, copy and paste. Here, we want to produce more stones. So we're going to build as many kilns as possible. And then here, we're going to want to mine more stone. And mine more stone, that's what we're doing. Now we're producing a bunch of stone. And we're transferring 16 stone per second into our HQ here. So where is our bricks? Bricks here. Our transfer rate is 16 in. We're also moving in 16 iron plates, which is good. And yeah, I think we're good. We're also producing science here. We have lots of room now. We can cancel all these iron smelters. We don't need them. We don't need the iron smelters here. We don't need the kilns here either. The power plants can also go away. We don't need them here. And we can just do steel and red science here. Oh, actually gear press. We need to get gears in here. So how do we get gears? If we are producing iron off of this node here, so we can just do this right here, right? We can select this, we can copy it, and we can paste it. Actually, looks like we don't have enough materials to do that. Regardless, we got a bunch of iron over here, right? We got a lot of iron over here. This isn't sending any iron over, so that's fine. What we can do is this. We can get the following. Oh, not an extraction node. We can get a production node. Production node needs a little bit of gears, so let's produce a little bit of gears. Can we do a few gear presses here? Let's do about half the science here that we were doing. Let's try and accumulate some gears so that we can build production factories. As you can see, the costs are going up. The costs are going up per building here. Nothing crazy, but it's still a significant amount. So productions, we want to get a production factory here. Okay. What do we want to produce here, right? What do you think we want to produce here? We want to produce gears. So we're going to produce a bunch of gears, a bunch of gear factories here. What does this gear factory need? The gear factory it's going to need 32 gears, right? So 32 iron plates coming in here. And now we're producing gears. So you can see, right? Maximum capacity here is only 400. We can add a node here. And this node, again, is a train. This train will then move my gears over to my HQ. And this is where we're using the gears, right? That's where we're using the gears to make science. Good. That's what we want to see. All right. We want to produce science. We no longer need a gear press here because we're producing gear externally on this node here. And things are looking good, right? Things are looking good. We're actually making really good progress. I do like the way that this is going. The next thing we want to move into this HQ is actually steel, right? We want to move steel. So we need 5 iron plates for this. What does that mean? That means that we need to now grab this entire production. I'm just going to, no, I can expand on this, right? I can expand on this. We can say we want to add another iron ore node here. We want to mine more iron, right? We want to mine more iron. We do want to mine more iron. Good. We want to expand our iron plate production here. We want to get more iron plates, iron smelters. Let's get some more iron smelters here. As many as we want, as many as we can. And then we're good here. We're good there. We're good here. And we're good here. Nice. Okay. So what's the next thing that we want to do? We want to make another production factory. This factory now is going to be making steel. So steel mill. Steel mill just requires iron plates, just iron plates, nothing else. Nothing else. So we're going to be taking more iron from here and delivering it there. Now we're transferring 16 iron into the steel mill here. Let's get another node. Delete. Sorry. Let's get a node here like so. The steel is going to go in here. And then our HQ now is going to receive steel. And now it's getting all the material that it needs, right? We seem to not be able to produce enough iron right now for the gears. Or is it that we're just not consuming enough gears here for science? Let's get some more here. Let's get 20 factories, 20 red science factories. Yes. Okay. What's the next research? Energy efficiency. Okay, that's good. That's good to have since we're almost at capacity here. The next research is going to be warehouse tech, which is good. That means that we can now begin to store items. So let's wait on that. Are we full on steel here? Yes, we have 2,500 steel. So that is good to see. We're not using steel for anything right now, but maybe we do need it for, no, actually we don't need steel for anything right now, that's all good. That's all good. Awesome. I do like that. Okay. All right. Now, do we want to produce more iron? I think that we do. I think that we do want to produce more iron. We need more iron. So let's get more iron up here. And then maybe one more. No, doesn't look like it wants us to do one more. So let's get more iron miner. Good. Okay. All right. Are you not accepting iron ore? 21 per minute here. Why is it that you iron smelter into this node here? 888. Let's get some more of this then. Let's get some more iron smelters. Now our node there is getting pretty backed up. Actually, we have a lot of connections left here for this iron node. This iron node can take 12 more connections. So we can continue to add. Why are you the wrong color? You should be that color. Thank you. All right. Good. All right. Let's make things a little bit tidy. We can select all and then hit a button here in order to evenly space things out, right? And then also we can align to the left. Same thing over here. Even space, align left. Okay. Good. Let's move you guys a little bit over here. Do we need more iron? Seems like we don't. All right. We're looking good. Things are not looking that bad. Do we need more steel? Is a good question. Probably not. Okay, let's get rid of this. We don't need the steel mills here. All right, so now I think we have everything off except red science. So now we're getting more red science here. We can increase the red science production here. We can make this 64, right? We can make this 64. Now we don't have enough, now we don't have enough iron being sent over, right? We need more gears. So let's go ahead and make more gears. Let's move this up and let's add 1 and let's add 2 like so. And then you are producing gears. Okay. And then you are also going to be producing gears. And then hopefully we can keep up with the amount of science that we're producing now, right? Okay. Good. Although this max capacity here is 16. So that is a problem. I think it's fine. Something that we can do is the following. Add another production line here and say we want to do science here, even more science, right? How many do you need? So we can do 32 machines here and send over our gears to here as well. And then that's going to produce some red science for us that we can use later on. Just like that, right? And then we possibly will need another one of these in order to saturate 16 plus 16. Let's get another gear press here as well. And just like that, we're doing the things. Look at this. We're doing things. We need more power. We need way more power. What do we have here? Let's get some more coal power plants here. Yeah, let's go 32. And coal miners, we're pretty much capped there. So what's your consumption going to be like? What's your consumption here? You need 24. Okay, and we're not getting that. We're not getting that at all. So we want to get to 16 here. Max, right? Max 16. Actually, if you should be fine. Then you should be fine at 32 because you're half a coal here. So you should be fine at, there you go, 16. And that's what we're transferring, right? That's what we're transferring. We're not consuming all of it because we're not using all the energy that you can produce. Good. Okay. Nice. I like that. All right. If we wanted to expand here, it would be easy by just doing this and then doing that. Now we have 2 coal factory machines, which we can come back to later on. Increase the coal power plant here to 32 as well, just like that. And then add some more coal miners like this. And that is an expansion of our power nice and easily. We don't have to worry about it. All right, now we have the warehouse tech, which is amazing. Amazing. This is what we wanted to get to. What does the warehouse tech do? The warehouse tech allows us to place down a warehouse. The warehouse is an endpoint where everything goes to die. But not really. The warehouse increases capacity of our global resources. We can access these global resources from this warehouse, or pretty much anywhere that there is a warehouse, we can access it. So we want to move our red science over to here. We also want to move our red science over to there. That's the only thing that we're producing there. Good. As you can see, the warehouse has no outputs, only inputs. So if we want to increase the number of items that we have of any one source, then we move it into a warehouse. Now, warehouse definitely get very, very expensive very fast. You can't build too many of them because you just won't have enough resources stored to build as many as you want. But that's where we're at. And I think this is a good spot to sort of end the video. Yeah, we're going to end it here. I hope you guys enjoy this game or enjoy the video as much as I enjoyed making it, because this game is just so much fun. It's an AFK game. Yes, it is an AFK game. It's an AFK clicker, whatever. There is, however, a combat mode. If we were to get to here, excavation tech, we need 2,000 science. We need 2,000 science to do that. In the trailer, you saw that there is some kind of tower defense kind of combat. That's what you use to expand and get there are levels of excavation that you need to dig down into. You'll start reaching new material sources like copper. Like at some point you'll get to oil. At some point you'll get to graphite. At some point you'll get to whatever other resource there is. And the game gets very, very complicated very quickly. Like I said, I have, running the game in the background and clicking here and there. I have already 60 hours in about 4 to 5 days. Been having a lot of fun. And I hope you guys, get to enjoy the game as much as I do. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do leave a like, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and drop me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the game. I do want to know what you think, especially now that these new factory games are coming out. It's going to be, a good way to spend your time waiting. All right. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.